Did you get rid of the kryptonite? Is the kryptonite gone? I think it's gone. I think the kryptonite's gone. I'm getting my strength back. The SLA-055. I was freaking out over it being on the bracelet for the last couple days. I was going, dude, you're not bonding with it, and you need to post this problem, this first world problem on Instagram. You need to ask if you should take it off the bracelet and get permission to put it on a strap. And then I got my collection down to 5. Well, it's getting close to being 5. Here's what happened. Anyways, at 5, and I'm 99% sure it's down to 5 because I have a bid on eBay, and then Kevin from the watch community ended up buying my my Captain Willard. And so when my collection seems unruly, when it seems unmanageable, it feels like kryptonite. And then the powerful watches, they become lethargic, they become sleepy, and it's so weird, man. You know what? The watch potency principle is true. I mean, sometimes I sit here and I make these. One of you accused me of psychobabble. Forgive me. Forgive me. I don't know. I'm playing with ideas. There's a lot of interiority in my videos to make up for the lack of visual razzle dazzle. I have to use interiority, and I talk about the watch potency principle, that the fewer watches you have, the more potency you will enjoy in your watches, and the converse is true. The more watches you have, the less potent they become. It's almost like there's a certain point where your collection becomes so big that it's kryptonite on the Superman watches. So, have you modeled it enough, man? I'm obsessed with this watch. You're obsessed with this watch after 3 years. So, Kevin contacted me. I've known him in the online watch community for a couple years. Gosh, time goes by. Has it been 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? How long have I known Kevin from Dallas? But he wanted the Willard, and a lot of you berated me. You said, you can't sell the Captain Willard? Blah, 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 blah. It has this, it has that. And my thought was this. I love the Captain Willard. It's a beautiful watch, but I have the Woomera. And for me personally, I don't want to wake up in the morning and choose between the Willard and the Woomera. I'm happy with the Woomera. It's Willard-like. It's Willard-like. I'm happy with it. And I'm glad Kevin's getting this Captain Willard on a Uncle Tropic. That's fine. Let him enjoy the thing, man. And so there's a bid for the 147, the 62 Moss. And so I assume it's going to sell as long as the buyers are legit, or the buyer, the winning bidder, is legit. Sometimes they don't pay. I assume they're paying. Can I drink tea? Can I drink tea? What is this? You drinking tea? So assuming the winning bidder pays, that'll be gone. And then it was the same thing. You know, I have the 143. I don't want to choose between the 143 and the 147. Life is too short. And I have to tell you, at 5 watches, I feel like a heavy weight has been lifted off of me. Like I can breathe. I feel less stressed. I feel like I quit a job. Have you ever felt like you had 3 jobs and you had to quit one of them? That's how I feel at 5 watches. I feel like I had too many jobs and I just quit. By the way, didn't we go into this watch hobby for fun, for the love of watches? When did having the watch hobby start feeling like a job you didn't want? So, I don't know. Forgive me, man. I don't have a variety of watches to show. One of you guys gave me some, you guys gave me some snarkiness. What'd you say to me? Oh, thanks for the state of collection, the state of the collection, McMahon. These watches are getting kind of familiar. They're like old family friends. And well, forgive me, man. I don't know. And so I've been going through this rigmarole. It's a beautiful Italian word, rigmarole, for 20 years. And, you know, when you sell watches, in my experience, you're at your most vulnerable. Because what happens is, for me and a lot of you, because you and I have a lot of dialogues about this subject, man, it's been going on for 20 years. I think it's got to stop this time. But when I sell a watch or two or three or whatever, I get a permission slip or a permission structure, whatever you want to call it, to buy more. Sometimes buy 2-3 more watches, or buy a $2,000 to $3,000 watch. And it's almost like, okay, I've sold these, and it's almost like a reflex. And I don't like repeating the same habits over again. I found myself wanting to buy a black Atessa for $2,200 based on the lunar landing. What's that called again? The Hokuto R. I found myself wanting to rebuy the Citizen ProMaster GPS green dial, which, you know, I owned it. And then, I can't believe this, man. How did you do this, McMahon? You have a genius for self-destruction. There's an 8L35 SLA black, all black. It's like a tactical watch. SLA 067. Limited edition, only, what, 600 made or something? I don't know. And it's on a fabric. I would take it off the fabric. I would put it on some kind of rubber strap. And I was thinking about it, and yeah, it would be nice to do all that. But you know what? I need to enjoy the potency of what I have. This is amazing. And I don't want to repeat that. I'm just going to take a break. I'm not going to sit here and give you some sort of commitment that I'm not going to buy a watch for a year or 6 months or anything. But I just want to resist that impulse, because I work so hard to take that straitjacket off of having so many watches, and to really enjoy the watches that I have right now. And the other thing is, it's about time I start taking my own medicine, or practicing what I preach. So let's see, there was Carlos from Poland a few days ago thanking me for interrogating this whole watch addiction nonsense, and how my interrogation of some of our most self-destructive watch impulses helped him see things clearly, helped him focus just on one watch. In his case, it's the Seiko Wamira, the one that I have. Man, that was flattering, and it was moving. And then this morning I wake up, and there's Serge from Quebec, and he's thanking me for the same thing. You know, he likes my interrogation, my cynical interrogation of the watch addiction, and he's focusing on his Tudor Black Bay, and then he's just got a couple of auxiliary pieces, so he only has 3 watches, but the Black Bay gets the bulk of his wrist time, and now he's happier, and if 2 guys contact me in the last couple days to tell me that they followed my advice, or they found some insight that gave them leverage to get out of a bad watch habit, man, maybe it's time I take my own medicine, especially when I'm vulnerable right now. You know, I sold a couple watches. I got my collection down to 5. And yeah, I was kind of melancholy reading Serge's comment. It was long. I spent a beautiful summer in Quebec and Montreal. 1977, I was 15, I was 6 feet, 185 pounds, had hair. Wow, and it was so beautiful in Canada. So my family on my dad's side, they are originally from Brockville in Canada, and to escape poverty, they went down to Michigan, and then to escape poverty again, they went down in the Miami area, a place called Hollywood, Florida, where my father lived in the alligator swamps and collected poisonous snakes, and he'd bring them to a herpetology center when he was in the Boy Scouts. Water moccasins was his specialty, and he was going to be one of those dudes. He was going to go on David Letterman and Johnny Carson and handle snakes, but my mom wanted him to study computers because she thought there was more money in that. She wanted to move from Florida to Los Angeles, where her family's from. So that's how that went. My father ended up becoming a computer engineer for IBM. And here I am thinking about kryptonite. Kryptonite days, man. So I got to stick with 5 for now, man. It's okay if I don't have any content. It's all right. I watched, I was in bed with my laptop, And what was I was supposed to read? Gosh, McMahon. And I ended up watching The Mad Watch Collector. And he had this video. He was talking about his watch regrets. And I was laughing so hard. And I was thinking, dude, I mean, this dude, he's got a real video here with full production and sound and music. And dude, you're in your pajamas like Gollum, man, walking around. You're more like an AA meeting in the basement of a church. I mean, where's the donuts and the cigarettes for this meeting? Well, I'm trying to be health conscious. But that really made me laugh watching the Mad Watch Collector. What an entertainer he is. I don't know if what I'm doing is that entertaining. I don't know. I got to rethink my whole life. I'm down to 5 watches. I'm resisting the impulse to just, as a rote habit, to just like pull the trigger on new stuff. I don't want to do it. I don't want to go through it again, man. I need to take some, I need to breathe, dude. It's nice to breathe again. Breathe through your nose, McMahon, not the mouth. So that's it, man. It's Friday. I'm swallowing my own medicine. And I'm grateful that Carlos and Serge utilized some of the principles here in the Gollum studios, where we just walk around in our pajamas and ogle at our own watches. Sounds healthy. That's it, man. All right, until next time, I'm out.